Your Majesties, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for always returning. Trust you and yours are well, and you're loving yourself and others like always. Many thanks to all of you for the support you give to the channel. Thank you so much to our channel members, to our anonymous supporters, to all of you, my esteemed subscribers. You love, celebrated, and appreciated. So today I want us to have a discussion about Maxwell Chikumbuksu of Zimbabwe. I brought his discussion here time and time again. As at last year, we've talked about him. 2 years ago, we talked about him. I remember that vividly. Because of the things he is doing and things he's creating that is against the law of physics, according to those who created these laws, okay? Now, the first thing we talked about here, the first creations of Maxwell we talk about here is using radio frequencies to power televisions. He started that, and of course, the international body cited him. They took him, they tried to fault his invention. They said it's not according to the law of physics, like I said earlier. They brought different things to back their claims and give reasons why what he is creating, it should be stopped. Okay, and after that, using a radio frequency to power television, to power the whole house, now Maxwell went further. So right now, a car is created, or cars are created right now in Zimbabwe by Maxwell, that do not need fuel, they do not need any battery. What they need is just the free energy in the air. The same radio frequency energy, they are tapping this free energy in the air to power this car. And this car can do a whole lot of things. And not just a car, a motorbike as well. A motorbike that you do not need to buy fuel for. You don't need to depend on a particular type of battery for. Yours is just to do some things and then go out with this bike or this car. And the free energy in the air will just power this for you. Like, is this Africa? This is a question that many people will have asking, like a question that might be rising in your mind. Are you sure this is happening in Africa? Just recently, Burkina Faso launched their own set of cars, okay, native and Sahel. And now we are having Zimbabwe coming up with this. Although Maxwell had been in this for years, right from his early childhood. He was someone who had younger ones. He had to drop out of school because the parents were not having enough to train him. Maxwell left schooling so he could do some menial jobs to train his younger ones in school, abandoning his own self. And at the process of finding himself, he discovered that he had this gift and he tried his best to put things together. He was met with envy from his fellow Zimbabweans who attack him on internet and claim that an African cannot do this, that he is a fraud. Like I saw that with my eyes, the conversation that fellow Africans have against Maxwell. They let Maxwell to the enemy's den. A lot of white, NGOs, whatever you call them, came into Zimbabwe claiming that they want to help Maxwell, achieve his dream. They want to help him, to a particular level. They used Maxwell, right? Try to tap into that knowledge. But the truth is that if something is not yours, no matter what you do, you can't get a hold of it. They poisoned Maxwell for almost 3 times. They tried to kill him. They tried to eliminate Maxwell. Your Majesties. All right? Initially, it was like the government was working with these bodies. But later, it seems like they realized that they are the only ones that could protect the life of Maxwell. And boom, we never knew that all this silence was the government trying to help Maxwell achieve this dream. And now it has been launched. The car is launched, the bike is launched. I want you to listen to this yourself. I am happy, I am elated because this is a story I started with. If you're part of those who started this channel with me, you know that I've talked about Maxwell a lot of times and I've given reasons why we should support Maxwell's dream. And for this to come to reality at this time, Your Majesties, is something of joy for me personally. And that's why I want to share this with you. So let's listen to this and then we take it up from there.
No fuel, nothing.
Nothing, no fuel.
First in the world.
The first in the world.
Gets its power from the sky.
Yeah, from the radio frequency.
This one happened in Zimbabwe.
Yes, we have done it in Zimbabwe. Yeah. So the vehicle is powered with what we call a microsonic energy device. That is
That's after
yeah, the vehicle, it uses what we call the microsonic energy device. The microsonic energy device, it is the device that I personally invented in 2009, which harness radio frequencies, converted it into energy. As you know, radio frequencies, they are measured in nanovolts, meaning to say they are less than a volt, they are just like nothing, but we find a way of harnessing it through the creation of the 70% of the components in the microsonic energy, which I've tailor-made, which I've designed. So those are the components that enable the radio frequency to be transferred into pure, useful energy. And this is the first time in the world. With that technology, it violates the laws of energy in thermodynamics and also the first law of energy as well.
So they wanted to arrest him for changing physics.
Yeah, yes. Even when we tried to file a patent, they said you are violating the natural laws of physics. So it's not an industrial applicable. We decided to take the trade secret route after that. So with this car, you can also use it to power your house. It is a moving generator. When you drive from work back to your home, you can connect your power cable, then you can power your house. It gives you 15 kilowatts power to power your house. And the vehicle itself, it has got 160 kilowatts electric motor, which gives you a torque of about 320 to 380 Newton meters of torque. That means it's fast. And we are talking of horsepower of around 215 horsepower. So when we compare this car with the same cars of this model, like the Toyota Urban Cruiser, you will see that this is efficient in everything. When you talk of load, our car, it doesn't weigh much. It weighs 1,405 kgs only. When you talk of an urban cruiser, you're talking of about 1,800. So that means you can carry extra baggage in the vehicle. Top speed is 220 kilometers per hour. Yeah, which is fast. It has got 2 driving modes. We have got the sport mode, which will give you 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in around 2 seconds. That is very, very powerful. Then we've got what we call a normal driving mode. When you want to drive like in town, you can select that one so that it won't give you a lot of torque.
Chikumbuzo also talks about his journey to Silicon Valley in the United States of America, where he was poisoned together with his partner, who passed on for defying the laws of physics.
We were poisoned at that time. Dr. Teddy didn't make it. He died in January 2017. I survived by the grace of God. So I was always in Zimbabwe and United States of America until he heard about myself. Then he invited
The president.
The president, yes. Then he invited me to come back and put my base in Zimbabwe. So right now I'm based in Zimbabwe. Best advantage.
You are the inventor.
Yeah, I'm the one who invented the technology.
President Mnangagwa says he called him back home to do his work here in Zimbabwe and is happy to grace the occasion when the vehicles are launched.
Is there another vehicle in the world?
With this technology, no, this is the first vehicle in the world.
Where is it?
Here in Zimbabwe.
Yes, they wanted to say it's about 3 million. Stay there. I said, let them eat their 3 million. Come here, we eat sats. But he's more educated than engineers. Yeah, yeah, all this thing from the time he began doing these things, I've been supporting him
Yes.
throughout. Yeah, he was making television at my house, and they can have a television, and there's no wire. We can listen to all stations which we want on tarmac. There's this, what do you call it?
Drones. Yeah.
Says we'd make a drone. So he made one. This is 2 years ago.
Yes. Yes.
We made a drone. Yeah, you can make a drone from here. Just put up wires together and put something around it. You can fly to Cape Town and call it back. This is the only vehicle that exists in the world. There's no other in the world. This is the only vehicle in the world that is here in Zimbabwe. By this young Zimbabwean. And he's so gifted, you won't believe it. When he first came to talk to me, I thought he had some, didn't they hold the wires in his head, but I now know that it's well connected.
To the layman, these two vehicles which were brought to State House and a motorcycle use radio frequencies that powers these vehicles. No electricity, no liquid fuels, and they are silent when traveling, clocking a speed of up to over 220 kilometers per hour, and have all the trappings of modern vehicles. The current vehicles were assembled in China using Chikumbuso's powertrain of radio frequencies. If fully produced, the vehicles could cut Zimbabwe's fuel import, and Sungulani suspects that the oil and vehicle manufacturers in the United States could have had a hand in his poisoning. Soon, Zimbabwe will launch to the world what her young minds can do for the country and humanity, said the president.
Your Majesties, that was it. We have vehicles that do not need fuel, that do not need the blood of the Congolese children to produce batteries, but uses free energy in air. Free energy in air, a vehicle that uses radio frequency, Your Majesties. Now, I want us to deliberate about this a little bit because I think some months ago, if not up to a year, I've talked about how our ancestors powered their towns. Because when I sit here and tell you that our ancestors were highly technological people, our ancestors were highly advanced in technology, they know a lot of things. And the question would be like, Abigail, if you claim our ancestors were these, why is this happening now? Why? I think I've answered lots of questions about that already. But this was exactly how their towns were powered in ancient times. And when I talk about ancestors, I keep reminding you, I'm not talking about our grandfathers and great-grandfathers. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about those before them, because as at that time, the time of our great-grandfathers and grandfathers, a lot had changed already. Okay, now when you look into the pyramid, the mainstream media want to tell you that the pyramid is just a grave for the pharaohs. But there's a lot going on in the pyramids that meets the eye. A lot is happening there that the layman would not just understand except to do some intensive study into it. The pyramid is not just a burial site for pharaohs. When you look at the structures of this pyramid and how it was built, there is something always at the top, at the tip of the pyramid, that taps from the energy, the free energy in the air. Your Majesties. So these and other ways are how our ancestors powered their cities, they powered their towns. And this is a fact today that Maxwell was poisoned because those elites know that this guy is trying to expose things that we are keeping as secrets. Do you think they don't know that there is free energy in air for us to tap? They are aware of these things. If we do not eliminate this guy and his inventions, people will get to know the truth soon. The way he's going to expose everything to the world. They make you feel like for you to live just a normal life, you need to do the extra. You need to go this way, you need to go that way. We have polluted our environment. We have destroyed our ozone layers. The world is crying, earth is crying, when there are simple ways and other ways that we can live better life and live free lives. But why is it that there is energy put in to divert man's attention from the real thing and make you feel like this is how it should be? There is energy put into it because the more you keep understanding that to live is so simple, the more you get to the source of who you are and the powers that you have as man. But they don't want that. They want to make everything complicated so you are lost. You are lost. You don't even understand who you are anymore or the essence of your existence. And as such, you won't even understand how powerful you are or think of tapping into yourself and understanding yourself and getting in touch with the Christ within. There is a lot into this. I felt like sharing this with you because I don't want to talk too much anyway. Not to waste your time, but leave your thoughts and opinion there at the section, and I'm going to see you in my next one. Until then, love yourself, love others, stay safe, stay positive, always your majesties. Bye for now.